My name's Tristan, and we're going to play some Arena here. I think we're going to go with Rogue. Let's see, Ancient Shade's very bad. Ravenhold Assassin's pretty good, and Master of Disguise is kind of small. We'd rather have a 4-5 for 4, so we'll go with the Assassin here. Pit Snake's a pretty fine card. Thrallmar Farseer is pretty bad, and Spectral Knight's decent. We'll take the early drop. This thing is nice because it gives us an early play, and it can trade up really well. So it gives the opponent a threat they have to deal with before they play a valuable creature. Here we'll just take the Spider Tank. Both of these cards are kind of underpowered for their costs, and I would rather have the Tournament Medic would be my second pick. Spider Tank's a solid guy. And here are picks between the Antique Healbot and the Wolf Rider. I'm going to go with Healbot because we're Rogue. We're going to tend to use up our life to control the boards, so we can get that back with the Healbot. We've got 2 mechs, which is maybe relevant at some point. This pick is, all 3 of these are pretty decent cards, I think. I'm going to go with the Undercity Valiant because it's the lowest cost of the 3. And, here's a guy who likes our mechs, but we're going to take Spiteful Smith. We've got some early game already, and this is pretty nice in Rogue since we can have a steady supply of weapons. Here we'll for sure take Deadly Poison. Assassin's Blade is also a fine card, but Deadly Poison is kind of like, it's so cheap, so you can play this early and really control the board very effectively if you play that on like turn 2 or 3 or whatever. And here we've got some more mechs, so we could try to go like really mech crazy and take the Gorilla Bot here. I think that's kind of ambitious, but it does give us more card advantage than these other 2 do. Goblin Auto Barber is a pretty fine card, and I think as much as I like the Gorilla Bot Dream, I'm going to go with Auto Barber here, just because we don't know if that's really going to work out. On this one, we're just going to take the Kraken. Undercity Valiant's fine, but the Kraken is a really nice card to have at least one of in your deck, just so you know you have something for like a late game, and it's a strong catch-up card too. I think we'll take the Big Game Hunter here as a way to deal with our opponents like Krakens and stuff. And Sideshow Spell Eater's pretty bad. Echoing Ooze is probably at its best in Paladin, because Rogue doesn't have that much pump. Here we'll, I think, take Mech Warper. Betrayal's a fine card, but we've got a couple mechs already, and being able to discount 2 of our cards and be a solid 2-drop is a fine thing to have. Betrayal's pretty nice, but I don't want to have 2 Betrayals in the deck, and I'm fine with having any number of 2/3s for 2. Here we'll take Assassin's Blade. Both of these guys are pretty bad. And Flesh Eating Ghoul is pretty nice. Direwolf Alpha is too. We're doing pretty good on the early game right now. We've got a couple cards that we're okay playing on turn 2. We've got really just Spider Tank for turn 3. We don't want to play the Big Game Hunter that early, so I think we'll still take the Alpha. This is a faster effect, so we can play it and affect the board immediately. This is an interesting pick because we've got like Backstab or Assassinate. This is like a 0-mana Assassinate, but only on something small. So the Assassinate is nice because you just get to kill whatever, no questions. It's like Divine Shields or any of that stuff. As long as you can target it, it's dead. But I think we'll take the Backstab. It's good for combo, which we have Undercity Valiant. So Undercity Valiant and Backstab do 3 damage together, which is pretty nice. It enables any other combo cards we pick up. And it's just a good early control card. So it's pretty nice. Here we'll take the Eviscerate for a similar reason. It's 4 damage for 2, so it's a pretty cheap rate to get this kind of removal. Here I think we'll take another Auto Barber. We've got Mech Warper already, and I would be okay with actually any of these cards. We don't have any 4-drops yet, but I think we still have time to pick some up, and our Mech Warper's just getting better. I don't mind having the 2-drops, so filling these out early is pretty nice. Another Mech Warper, sure, neither one of these other 2 are very good. So we got a lot of mech stuff going on right now. That actually did happen. Poison Blade is interesting. I haven't really had a lot of luck with it. It's kind of expensive for what it does, but it does like kind of promise to. It kind of gives you the promise of like being a huge weapon. We've already got a Deadly Poison and a Spiteful Smith right now, and we have an Assassin's Blade. So we've got a lot of weapon stuff already to give, and we've got like the auto barbers. So we've got a lot of stuff to give our weapons extra attack power, which kind of makes me want to steer away from this. We won't play mini mage, so we're going to take sabotage. This takes a little bit of setup, but it's like an assassinate. You just have to, kill all but one of their guys first. And when you can combo this, it's a pretty huge swing. You get a nice 2-for-1 there. We've already got one Assassin's Blade, and I think that's enough for the deck. And Rogue doesn't have secrets in it, so Mad Scientist is pretty bad. We'll take the Buccaneer because this is a fine card. And having the Buccaneer and powering up and then playing the Auto Barber, that's like your build your own deadly poison right there. So he's a nice guy to have. These all kind of suck. 8-5 for 6, but sometimes he hits the wrong thing. We don't have any 6-drops yet, and I'm not a huge fan of the fencing coach. It's like, I don't know, this isn't just... The discount is nice, but it doesn't really seem like the kind of thing that we want to be doing. Although, it's got maybe some synergy with, like, Buccaneer. And if you look at it as you're paying 1 mana for the 2/2 and then 2 mana for the power... Yeah, we'll take the fencing coach. We'll try it out here. We might be able to do some good stuff with that. We'll just take this mech, these other two. Fan of Knives is a fine card. Dragonhawk Rider's not very good. Harvest Golem's a superstar, though. And we're going to be happy with Dark Iron Dwarf here. This guy's a real beatdown. Another Assassin's Blade. I don't want either one of these, so I guess we're taking a second one of this card. None of these picks are very good for us, so we'll have 2 of these, and we'll just, when we have one of these blades, we'll just use it pretty freely, I think. We could take another Buccaneer. We do have a lot of stuff to pump our weapons, but we do have a lot of weapons. We've got 2 blades already, so it's a Buccaneer or Cult Master, I think. Devil Sword's not really something that is going to be very good for this deck, I think. We've already got 2 pretty big late-game cards. How good is the Cult Master going to be? We do have a lot of early guys that are going to die, and it does give us a 4-drop. Although the Buccaneer is a pretty amazing card, and having 2 of them in the deck, especially with these Assassin's Blade, like playing a Buccaneer into the Blade and having this be 4 power is a pretty big deal. I think we'll go with the Buccaneer. We've got a lot of ways to pump our weapons already, but we're gonna be able to do that very reliably. Here we'll take the Bloodfen Raptor. I'm not a huge Silent Knight fan. I think it's kind of slow for 2 power, and Nightblade pretty much sucks. So Raptor's going to be okay. We've got a lot of 2-drops here. On this pick, I think we want to go with the Frostwolf Warlord. Although the Ambusher does have some synergy, like, incidentally, with the combo card here and these guys. So the Battlecry Auto Barbers, the Undercity Valiant, I guess sort of fencing coach, not really fencing coach. Dark Iron Dwarf, I guess, Antique Healbot. So we do have some like battle cry effects, and this guy's pretty big for his cost. So it's between like the Ambusher and the Frostwolf Warlord. They're both going to be like around 5/5 a lot of the time. It might be hard for us to make this very big. Like we should have a easy time controlling the board, but there are going to be times when our guys just all die off. So if we don't get that early board control, the Frostwolf Warlord's going to look pretty bad. So if we're doing well, I think the Frostwolf Warlord's better for us. If we're doing poorly, I think the Ambusher's better for us because it's just big for the cost. Which makes me want to take the Ambusher just because it's something that can help us out if we're doing poorly. Here are picks between the Stranglethorn Tiger and the Hungry Dragon. I think we can take the Hungry Dragon here because we should have an easy time controlling the random 1-cost minion we give to the opponent. Both of these are pretty solid. The stealth means the tiger's going to survive, and the high power and toughness for its cost a lot of times means the Hungry Dragon's going to survive. So we'll go with the dragon here. This pick's going to be between Silverhand Regent and Gildan Stalker, I think. We could take the Tournament Medic because we are going to be taking a lot of damage, but I don't really think that's something that we should be looking for here. I think I'll take the Stalker because I don't see Inspire happening a lot, especially with 2 Assassin's Blades. We're already in the class that gets the least use out of Inspire, and since we have so many, like, we've got these 2 things that we'll play instead of using our power, so I think the Stalker is going to be our guy here. So we've got a lot of stuff to make our weapons bigger. We'll take this Deadly Poison for sure. It's a, super good card. So happy to have that. And SI7 Agent's a nice way to finish out the draft. It's either that or the Demolisher. This is a mech for our double mech Warper. And I don't think we have any other stuff that being a mech is relevant to. We do have some good ways to enable combo. We've got Backstab and Buccaneer are cards that we're usually going to save until we want to use them later, so we should have an easy time playing this and getting the extra damage with it. I think we'll take the Agent. It's a faster effect than the Demolisher, and we want to just get that control early and keep it. So this deck, I'm very excited to play this. I don't know if it's that good, because there'll be a lot of times if we play like against another aggro deck and they just get to a steady stream of things, we might just die from the amount of damage that we end up doing to ourselves. We do have a lot of ways to make our weapons bigger, so the heal bot's going to be very valuable to us because we're going to be hitting some big creatures with our weapons. I mean, we're going to have at some point, we will probably have a 6-power Assassin's Blade because we've got this double Deadly Poison here, and we've got 2, 4, 6 with the Auto Barbers. We've got 7 different cards in our deck that make our weapons more powerful because we've got Spiteful Smith also. So we've got 7. That's huge. That's like about a third of our deck. Sorry, about a fourth of it. Is that right? Yeah, it's close to both, but it's closer to a fourth. But so a significant portion of our deck is like there to make our weapon bigger. So we're gonna end up taking a lot of damage. The heal bot will be valuable, and we'll just need to get the control early and keep the pressure on. So yeah, this will be a lot of fun to play. I'll be back with some games here in a minute.